Hi, I'm Terry. I'm the pastor of First Baptist Church in Plano, Illinois, and you're here with Through the Week. What we do here through the week is we just explore some things about faith and religious practice and, well, just seeking God all in general. We just try to be encouraging and help each other get along, especially during the time when we're locked up and all of that sort of good stuff. Well, our passage today is from Hebrews 11, verse 4. Now, Hebrews 11:4 says, "It was by faith that Abel brought a more acceptable offering to God than Cain did." Abel's offering gave evidence that he was a righteous man, and God showed his approval of his gifts. Although Abel is long dead, he still speaks to us by his example, the example of faith. The question is, what will be our legacy of faith? Now, I'm going to backtrack a little bit for those who might not be as familiar with the story of Cain and Abel. But Cain and Abel were the first two sons of Adam and Eve. Cain came first, he was the oldest, and Abel was the youngest. Now, Cain was a farmer, and Abel was a herder of animals. So time came that both Cain and Abel needed to give a sacrifice to the Lord. And hey, Abel came and gave, from the fruit of the ground. But it makes a distinction that when Abel came, he gave first fruits of his labor. He gave the better gift. Now, was it that wheat was more valuable than a lamb? I don't know, maybe. But the point is, I don't think, at least, the point is not so much the gift itself. I don't think the gift was, you know, quantifiable, but I think that the heart of the individual giving the gift was the issue. It is Well, it's thought that Cain was not as careful with his gift to the Lord, his sacrifice to the Lord, as Abel was. And because he came to the Lord in a way that was less than intentional in terms of uh, his motives than Abel was, that the Lord appreciated Abel's gift better. Now, that's all speculation. I know that. However, it, when looking at it, it doesn't seem that it was the gift, but it was the giver. When we give an offering in church and for whatever donation it is, we always, or at least I do, I always pray that the Lord would bless both gift and giver, making their hearts pure and making their intention pure, so that this gift is not found wanting. We don't want that. Nobody wants that. They give a gift and they want the Lord to be, satisfied and happy about this gift, right? So here it is. Abel gave a better gift. Now, the story goes along, Cain got upset, really upset, and he ended up killing his brother Abel. And the Lord came to Cain and said, "Hey, where's your brother Abel?" And Cain looked at the Lord and said, "Am I my brother's keeper?" And the Lord looked at him and said, "What have you done? His blood cries up to me from the ground." Well, Cain, he ended up incurring the wrath of God and the consequences of his actions. But that is for another time. What I'd like to point to, though, is that even though Cain's life was very short, for as much as we know, I mean, people lived a long time back then, right? But Cain's story was quite short. However, his legacy has lasted to this very day, and it will probably go on into eternity. What kind of legacy of faith will you leave when you leave this planet? What kind of legacy do you have now? Are you considered a person of faith? Are you considered an individual who, no matter what, stands by the side of the Lord, moving shoulder to shoulder with Jesus through his mission, and being that acclaimed missionary for God, not acclaimed by the accolades of others, but acclaimed by the simple fact that when you pass by, they say, that person is a Christian. I want to be known as a Jesus freak. That's it. I want to be known as head over heels for Jesus. I want to be known as a person who shows the character, the nature of Jesus Christ to such a degree that my attributes are patterned after his attributes, that my character is patterned after his character, that when you look at me, you look at what you would know Jesus to be. I want to be that person who walks by and people say, that guy really likes Jesus. As a matter of fact, I think that he loves Jesus more than his kids. And sometimes I really do. But oh, for my kids who may be watching, that was just a joke, right? Okay. But the exciting part about this is that our legacy is intimately tied with all the people of faith who has gone before us. People of faith like Moses, Abraham, Jacob, Abel. People of faith who have struggled, given their lives, and marched to a tune that, frankly, that drummer just does not exist in a band. That is such a different drummer. We march to a tune that is not of this world. We march to a tune that is divine by nature. And our legacy is one of faith. Will your legacy be of faith? Will you be known as a man or a woman who has lived their life so as to emulate Jesus Christ, so as to be a person who can be said has a heart after God's own heart? I pray that when you lay your head down at the end of the day, that you are satisfied with your legacy of faith. And I pray that every day that you lay your head down on that pillow, that you are happy with that legacy of faith that you have lived each and every day of your life. May God be praised. And I ask and I pray that the Lord Jesus would honor you with faith, a faith that lives long past your days here on earth. Well, I'm Terry Jensen. I'm the pastor of First Baptist Church of Plano, Illinois, and I'm out of here. See ya.